Two important things happened today in Indian politics. Mahua Moitra was quizzed by the Ethics Committee. After answering their questions for about 2 hours, she, along with 3 other MPs, walked out. And they said that the questions were of a very personal nature and it was very hurtful. That was one. The second one is Mr. Kejriwal has skipped the ED summons. So what usually happens is that, well, I'll tell you that a little bit later. Let's take a quick look at what happened in the Mahua Moitra case. So she said that it was a virtual 𝗣𝗚𝘅 by him in the presence of all the members of the committee. This is the 3-page letter that she has sent to the Speaker, Om Birla, and I'm giving you the link to this so you can read it in detail as to what she's saying. She's essentially saying that no money changed hands, but she did use the resources of Mr. Hiranandani because hers is a remote district, X, Y, Z, and so on and so forth. Now, she also complained that the questions were of a very personal nature and that she was asked questions. Here's the point 5. The chairman today insisted on following the most sordid line of questioning while reading from a script, no doubt prepared by some interested parties, in which he asked me detailed and extremely personal questions about my private life. He continued even after being warned multiple times by other members of the committee to refrain from this filthy line of questioning. If you have to prove the crime by showing that some things happened in a private conversation, I don't know whether that is right or wrong. Clearly, I have not read the rules under which they can ask these questions, but the overarching thing here is that based on the letter of Jay, the Supreme Court lawyer who was her boyfriend, this is where the whole thing happened, 𝗖𝙑𝘃𝗀𝘅 𝗧𝘃𝑒𝑘. So there may be a reason why they went into this line of questioning, and for her to not answer, I mean, this has become more of a habit now. The woke community, right? They'll commit the crime first. And then when somebody starts pointing out that you did this, and then they start whining, they start playing victim card. They say, oh, you're doing it because I'm a woman, you're doing this because of this, you're doing this because of that. Same kind of playbook again comes, whether it is West or the East. And this is what I'm seeing, I'm afraid. If you did something wrong, and by now it's very, very clear that the site has been accessed like I think 37 times from Dubai, and so the relevant section under which it should have been questioned was whether she contravened some rules of engagement as to how a member of parliament has to behave. Now, they didn't get to that. It was getting there when she started saying that, okay, I'm not going to take this questioning anymore, and she walked out. Now, what is expected to happen? What is expected to happen is that the Ethics Committee will submit its report to the Speaker, and at the beginning of the next session, Lok Sabha session, Om Birla might act on it, resulting in the expulsion of Mahua Moitra from the Lok Sabha. This is what is expected to happen. Remember, this is what played out in the case of Rahul Gandhi following that verdict. If it happens, then the law has followed its course, but we never know, with many a surprise here, many a slip between the cup and the lip. That's the first case. The second one I want to talk to you about was Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who stayed away from the ED summons. Now, usually what ED does is it will give 1 or 2 more reminders, after which it will act. However, we have seen in the past that in the Delhi excise case, liquor excise case, Kavita Rao was summoned. She even showed up, but they did not arrest her. I mean, normally, if a common man goes to ED for summons, at the end of the investigation, you usually get arrested. Because essentially what they are trying to do is to make sure that whatever they had made notes on, they look at what you did and what your answers, say, okay, this is reason for them to be arrested. What is going to happen with Arvind Kejriwal, I don't know. Looks like he wants to be arrested. Again, he has already done the crime, whatever it is. Now he's going to be trying to play victim card. Same thing every time. This has become like a broken record. What is going to be important is when that, whatever the action that is that the central government is going to take is going to happen. It might happen now, or it might happen after the state assembly elections are over, just so there is some breathing room between that and the Lok Sabha elections in which to act against Arvind Kejriwal. I'm sorry to say this, but everything is politicized. If Modi had really taken his hands off from ED, CBI and so on, then a lot of people would have been in jail, and there would have been a saying that, okay, they committed the crime, this was proven in a court of law, it was appealed, it went all the way up to Supreme Court, to a bench, a constitution bench of Supreme Court, if you will, and everywhere this has stood, and now it is time to jail them. What has instead happened is, even when the courts rule, the people go back to appellate tribunals and somehow weasel their way out. That's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, this is the system. The system needs to be straightened out too. At the same time, I'm not sure that the Modi government is entirely blameless. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.